Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to my YouTube channel. This evening I want to talk about this lady I saw on the internet on a video. She was talking about Igbo women and how they should fat. Fat means mess, that it is a sacrilege to fat in the presence of your husband. As an Igbo woman, that it is against their tradition. As you can see, I want to do this video. I know there is a lot of trolls on the internet. I call them the new Igbos, okay? Because the types of trolls I see on internet these days, especially most of them are Igbos. Any video you put on, they come around to troll you. They come around to mess up your video with senseless comments. They say a lot of things that is not really making sense. I've stayed with the Igbos right from my childhood. I haven't seen some of all these men running around the internet insulting everybody. So I'm going to start this video, and I'm not afraid if you put any comment that doesn't make sense, I'm going to remove your comment. So let me start. About the video I was talking about the lady that was talking about the fatting. You shouldn't fat as a woman. So I was just thinking about this conversation since in the afternoon when I was out work. When I saw the video, it really sounded very funny to me and childish when you see women nowadays, especially the black women, trying to dictate what one should do and what you shouldn't do with your husband, how you should do things that don't really make sense. So I just decided to have this conversation with us women because this is really getting out of hand. I normally see this type of behavior with most of us darky black women. Most of our women have become the mouthpiece of all these men. Most of these women, they have taken over the behavior of most of these men, the behavior that most African men normally exhibit on social media, on real life, trying to prohibit women. Don't do this, don't do that, because you're a woman, you shouldn't say, you should stand, you should do this. They try to dictate how you're going to live your life, how you're going to talk, how you're going to do things as a woman. And at the end, when you turn your back, you see this man doing they're doing the opposite of what they're telling you to not to do. So that is why we see our society today is upside down because of the men. The women are just doing exactly what the men are doing, and most of them are not really doing the right thing. That is why you see the society is upside down. So this woman was talking about that as an Igbo woman, you shouldn't fat when your husband is around. It depends on what works for you, things like that. So I begin to think that I don't know how most of us black women we take marriage. We just take this marriage as if it is a do or die. It is the last option we have as a human being, as a woman. That is why you see us all the time. We did at the bottom of everything. We are still at the bottom of everything. We are not meeting up with other women. We are not achieving our goals. Most of us, most of us that can be able to achieve our goals, after we finish achieving our goals, we see us settling down for men that are not really up to our standard, that are not really meeting up what we really prepare ourselves to be. Because of most of these women that have become the mouthpiece of this men. You see a woman coming out on the internet to say that when a woman fat, it is a sacrilege in the Igbo land. But when the man fat, you should say Mazi, Mazi. you and your children should be praising him because he farted, but you as a woman, you cannot fart. So we have seen a lot of prohibition, a lot of behaviors that are really pulling our women back. And I want to use this medium to advise women that if you are a woman, please, if you see all these types of video, all these women that are behaving like men, all these women that have become the mouthpiece of the men, of the black men, please don't pay any attention to them. Don't take any of all this advice. We have lived with all this advice for years. A woman have to do this, a woman have to do that, a woman have to dress in a certain way. At the end, it's not working for many of us. Many of us have become who we are not supposed to be. Many of our women destiny were ruined because of all this type of marriage, because of all this type of relationship. That is why you shouldn't listen to this mad piece of all these men, all these women trying to pretend to be who they are not really. That is why you should think very well and do what will favor you, what will be good for you. I see so many comments there where women were saying that me and my husband, we used to fart on each other at home. It is not a big deal. We do things together. Farting in our home is not a problem. I see a lot of Igbo women putting comments there on the video, and I was very impressed because she even got to measure about our mothers our mothers before. They cannot do this, they cannot do that, they cannot fart where our father is. That was their own life. If our mother was used to managing a marriage or living in a substitution or living in a slave marriage, that is our mother. All of us as a woman, we should do better than our mother, we should do better than our grandmother. We should live our life the way we want it to live, the way it will be more comfortable for us to live. Not because one lady that is a mad piece for the men, all this type of lady that is looking for validation from the men, all this type of lady that is looking for attention from men, they can come out from nowhere and trying to dictate how we should live, how we shouldn't live to us. It is time we need to wake up as women, as African women, and live our life the way it pleases us, and the way it will be okay for us, the way it will be okay for the generation to come, and the way it will motivate our men, and the way many of us will live a happy marriage, a happy home. And most of us will not come out being a bitter black woman, being a bitter mom to our children. Our marriage should be in place where we can rest, we can have peace, as most of these women normally come out on the internet to ask the women to allow men to have peace. I think it is time we too as black women, we need to demand peace for ourselves, because at times I begin to ask myself, when are we going to have peace as black women in marriage? When are we going to live our best life in our marriage or alone? At times I used to ask, because you see, all the time these women, they try to make everything look difficult for us. They try to make marriage look scary to a lot of people. Marriage is not scary to a lot of people if you are married to the right person, not a man that is controlling how you're going to fart, when you're going to fart, and things like that. Those are little things that don't really matter to a lot of couples. They don't really care who is farting and who is not farting. So when you see all this mad piece of all these men, it is not surprising, because this have been happening for a lot of years, a lot of time. Most women have been kept on substitution. They don't know what to do. So at the end she come out with another topic of beer. If you are drinking beer in front of your husband, you are a bad woman. I think a woman that is old enough to have a husband That is a responsibility. A woman that is old enough to cook, clean, pad babies, teach her babies a lot of things in life. I think she should know what is good for her to drink. She can open, if you can use your teeth to open the drink. I will never advise any woman to use your teeth to open drinks anywhere. Okay, but if you are a woman, you choose to drink, it is your own cup of tea and it is your own responsibility as an adult to drink or not to drink. We don't need any mad piece to come and tell us you should drink, you shouldn't drink. No. You know when to drink and when not to drink. Whether your husband is there or not. I think enough is enough. All this type of behavior and talking, trying to pull women down, trying to fool our women around, trying to make them look as if they are babies. I think this is getting out of hand from so many women and so many videos I'm seeing on social media all the time. You see all these women, they are making the marriage look scary, they are making the relationship look scary, they are destroying marriages with all these types of video that doesn't make sense. Most of these men that don't know what they are doing, they come around and around all this video, they come to their home to misbehave. We are trying to better the society because the African men, most African men, they have this type of mentality and it's not really working. That is why it seems that African marriage is very scary, abusive and all. Actually, if we begin to preach in the other way around, I think it will be better because in decades, in so many years now, it is all about the women. This is how a woman should do, this is how a woman should do. Nobody talk to the men. Most of the black men, they have been called off for so many years. That is why you see so many behavior that is not really making sense. All the old tradition that these people put in place, it is all for the women. Women should close their leg, women should do this, women should do that. What about the men? When the women finish closing their leg, dressing properly, and not being promiscuous, at the end they go around and be with a man that is promiscuous, a man that is abusive, a man that is irresponsible. Do you think that it can't work that way? You have to manage. Your mother was managing. What about if I don't want to manage? I think we should do better than our mother and our father marriage. I think we should do better. 80% of marriage then in Africa, it was nothing to emulate about. I don't know why most of these women come out to say things like this. I think we should start thinking properly so that the black women can be able to level up. We can be able to meet the standard of relationship and marriage the way other people are doing it. And most of this, our men can be motivated and be more responsible so that we can have a better home and a better generation. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop this video. So you see that if a woman is drinking anything, that the man is a vegetable. So things are very difficult somehow, and I've seen so many women farting when they are sleeping. So what are we going to do about that? When you are sleeping, most of women fart. So we are going to ask our sister what we can do about that when you're sleeping. If you have to put some sellotape over there, or you have to wear something so that you cannot fart, because it is an abomination to fart. So that is what I'm going to say. You as a woman, if you want to fart, you can go out and do it like any other person. We don't need any mad piece to tell you. If you normally play with it with your husband, it is fine. It is fine. I haven't seen any man die because the woman was farting, or any woman die because the man was farting. But these people, they normally bring problems to people with all this dictating behavior all the time. So I'm going to stop this video here. Okay, if you see this channel, please subscribe to this channel and like the video. We're going to be having more conversation, everyone. Bye.